Hey YouTube, this is Chris with the Po' Boy Special Channel, and you'll never guess where I'm at tonight. Okay, you probably guessed where I'm at tonight. I'm over at Scotty's Gun Works, and he's got some really cool stuff to show us tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to go over and see what Scott's up to. Hey Scott, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, well what do you have in store for us tonight?
Well, tonight what we're going to do is we're going to take this carry handle upper here and we're going to swap it out for a flat top upper. You know, we're going to take the barrel off, we're going to fit it all on this upper receiver right here. That way we'll have a flat top upper. We're going to have a big time doing this.
So Scott, why would you do something like this?
Well, it's a whole lot cheaper doing it this way. If you've already got an AR15 here, you know, and you want a flat top receiver, just get your receiver for about 60 bucks, you know, different prices, about $60 for one of these. If you buy the whole unit, barrel and everything, you know, flat top, you're looking at $200 and up. You know, if you've already got one of these, you know, with a carry handle on it, just get you one of these, like I said, and just take all the parts out of it and fit your barrel on it. That way you've got the whole unit here for a fraction of the cost.
So what's step one?
Step one is to take this forearm handle off, you know, and they're all a little bit different, you know. Some of them you just pull the little ring back right here, you know, and they pop apart. This particular one right here is held on there with Allen head screws. So anyway, I'm going to take this right here off and get it out of the way, and that'll be step one. And what I did on these right here, of course, this right here is just a simple hand guard, and basically how it's held on there, you know, it's just got 4 Allen head screws on there. Then it's held on here with the barrel slip ring, or the forearm slip ring here. You just undo the Allen head screws and just pull that right there back, and it just lifts off like that. It's out of your way. Alright, our next step is going to be to take these pins out right here. Now they're tapered pins. Most of them are tapered pins. Most of them tap out from left to right, you know. So anyway, what you do is you just kind of lay it over on the side like this right here. Take you a little punch. And I didn't loosen these up here to make it a little bit easier for the camera, but everybody can kind of sort of see how that works. And we got a tapered pin here. Can't really tell too much about it, but trust me, they are. And to put them back in, you know, you'll want to go right to left. You know, just take a good look at them, and obviously you'd put the skinny end in first. Okay, our next step is, you know, after we get the pin out and everything, you know, is to remove the gas tube right here, you know, which is into the gas block right here. You know, and it's pretty simple. It just removes forward like this right here. Now, in most cases, what I would do is remove this flash suppressor right here, but this one right here is pinned in there, and if we try to take this off, what's going to happen is we're going to end up damaging the threads, and we don't want to do that. So what I would do in a situation like this right here is I will try to work around the gas tube, but if I see it's going to get in my way in the barrel vise, then I'm going to remove this little roll pin right here, and the gas tube will slide out, and that way I can get it clamped up in the barrel vise without damaging anything. Our next step here is going to be to remove the barrel. And what we need to do on that right there is as everybody can see, you know, I kind of positioned it in a way that way the gas tube, you know, is well out of the way of the barrel vise. So what you want to do is you just want to make sure you don't damage it with the barrel lug wrench. And you just take and you just pull the ring back, make sure that it locks in real good, and make sure that that's plenty of freedom in there. That way, you know, you're not binding the gas tube. And most of the time you can do it by hand. That right there wasn't real tight. And you can see how it unscrewed there. Anywhere from 40 to 80 pounds of torque is what you need on this barrel lug, you know, when you go to put it back on. And that way you're sure not to get too much pressure on it. And make sure, you know, that the little cutouts and everything is going to line up with the hole in the upper. And I'll explain more about that here in a few minutes. Alright, now that we got the barrel lug loose, we'll just set our little wrench out of the way and just start unscrewing it. Just want to make sure, you know, when you're doing this right here, you know, just keep an eye on everything. A lot of times what will happen is they'll put Loctite on them, and it'll seem like it's torqued on really tight. Really it's not. And just kind of pull your receiver back as you're unscrewing it until it clears.
Now that seems pretty important because those threads are aluminum, right?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't know if you could ever strip one out. I guess you could. Anyway, the rule of thumb to remember is anywhere from 40 to 80 pounds of torque on this right here. I've got a torque wrench I usually use. Of course, I've done several of these. I can kind of do it by, you know, feel. So yeah, about anywhere from 40 to 80 pounds. That way you're sure not to strip the threads, do any damage. Now that we got that receiver out of the way, we'll just slide this out of the way right here, and that way we can keep that out of the way. Our gas block and all that, and that right there is how it should look. Alright, we got the receiver out of the way. Now we'll just slide all this right here out of the way. I know a lot of people's asked about headspace. You ain't really got to worry about headspace because this right here is already set. They usually set these at the factory a lot of times. And the way that's done is this right here, this ring right here, will unscrew. And then there's threads up under there, and that's how that's usually set in most cases.
Okay, now you just threw out one of those gun catchphrases, headspace. What's headspace?
Headspace is basically the space between the back of the round, the back of the cartridge, and the face of the bolt. You know, that's where your headspace would come in. You know, if you got too much headspace in there, when you shoot one, especially on a bolt-action rifle, it'll cause the shell to bulge, crack, you know, things like that. Kind of a dangerous situation, you know, if it's, you know, open too much.
Right, got it. Bad headspace is bad.
Yeah, you want to make sure the headspace is right. Of course, they got headspace gauges and stuff like that, you know, where we can check the headspace on it. Okay, our next step is going to be to put the receiver on, the flat top receiver. And of course you got a little pin that sticks right here on top of the barrel, and you got a little cutout right here on the receiver. And basically what you do is you just mate them up, like so, and then just screw the barrel lug on there.
So this receiver doesn't have a dust cover on it. It doesn't have a forward assist for the rounds. It's a pretty simple upper receiver, right?
Right, yeah, ain't nothing real fancy about it. I mean, it's a flat top receiver, and once you get the barrel lug screwed on there, take your barrel wrench here, and I'll show you the tricky part about it. Just want to kind of snug it on like so. Then you want to take something like this right here, and you've got little cutouts right here. It looks like a gear, and that's where your wrench fits in there, you know, where you can turn it. But the trick here is making sure that that little gear is lined up with a hole that is cut out in the forearm ring. You just want to line all that stuff up. Then you've got these little springs right here that's got to be lined up as well. Okay, we kind of wanted to show you a better picture of this, and what I did here is, you know, there's a little sprocket looking thing, which is the barrel lug. I've done got everything torqued and tightened like it's supposed to be, and you want to make sure everything is lined up. Take you a drill bit about that size right there, you know, just about the same size as the hole there, and just want to make sure that everything goes in straight, as everybody can see that it's going in straight with the receiver. Yeah, you just want to move everything to where the hole lines up, and you know, your drill bit slides in and out freely like that. Then you just take and you bring your gas tube around, and as you can see how it's going right in there. And I done put my torque on this barrel lug, so everything's on there now. As far as this upper receiver is concerned, you just want to make sure everything is good and lined up. Alright, we got the upper all back together. There's the upper, you know, with the handguard on it. There's the one with the flat top. We got it all back together, fixing to put it back on the lower. A little snug. And that's good because it's brand new. And that's it. All we got to do now is put the handguard on it, and we'll be good to go. Alright, here's the finished product now. We'll do us a functionality test on it right quick. Make sure that it's unloaded, and it is. Check our safety. Safety works great. Snaps real good. I think we got us a good shooter here. And you know, if you'd like to do this at home, I hope this video helps you out a lot on it. If you decide you want me to do it, I'll be glad to do it for you. Just give me a call and we'll work out all the details, and you can send it down here and we'll get you fixed up. And I appreciate y'all watching these videos.